crowd that's up and about, Jimmy. I tell you, what an unbelievably big week it has been for Jack Viney and the Melbourne Footy Club.
Yes.
Wiser heads prevail. That man is free to play this weekend, and that is great news for footy.
It is.
He is the big story, of course, has been all week, and Damien Barrett caught up with him one-on-one. We're going to hear from Jack Viney very, very shortly.
Speaking about the best newsbreaker in football, he also has news of one of the biggest names in the game signing one of the biggest contracts in the game. We'll tell you who that is and how much he's going to get paid a little later on.
Also trouble for the Brisbane Lions. He'll give us the landscape up there. The CEO resigned today, so he'll let us know exactly what's going on with the Lions.
And it's Mother's Day on Sunday, so we've got 9 AFL mums in the house here with us tonight. Some of the most beautiful ladies you'll see ever. And we celebrate Saturday night. The Field of Women is an extraordinary thing for BCNA, and we tell you all about that later on as well.
Yeah, Bernie Vince going to wander in for that one. It is Melbourne B, the Bulldogs, and Adam Cooney also going to join us.
Yes.
And Street Talk Jim, Gil McLaughlin.
Yes.
Or someone that looked like him. Did Street Talk for us this week. We're looking forward to that. Let's get started.
Very excited crowd in the house tonight, and so they should be. We've got lots to get through. But what we're going to do is introduce you to a couple of the young guns of this competition. They're both very good-looking men too and unbelievably good footballers. And we're going to start at the Adelaide Crows Football Club with a man who comes from Upwey Tacoma, and he is a very, very good player. Mate, for the first time ever, Rory Sloane, welcome on the Footy Show. Essendon, David Zaharakis. And that's where the good-looking stuff finishes, because here from Geelong is Bill Brownless.
That is a good-looking panel. Trails off a bit towards the end there, Jimmy boy. But looking forward to talking those two boys. Hey, it has been the massive story in AFL football this week, of course. The bump, is it dead? Does it change the very fabric of the game? As we said, Jack Viney off on appeal tonight, free to play. Our man, Sam Newman, if you'll remember, 3 or 4 weeks ago, Jim, he sat here and he went on a rant for about 10 minutes, and never have I seen him more fired up. I know that this decision has weighed heavily on him. He thinks he has the solution. Please welcome John Sammy Newman.
I'm bulletproof.
You're bulletproof.
This is my outrage. This is where it's got to. Jimmy, Gary, I was told by the coach, you know how they used to say, go in hard for the ball. He said, go in reasonably hard for the ball. Don't make too big an attempt to get it, but just wander in and see if you can snare it. And what happened? I got shanghaied.
Nah, but hang on.
No, don't interrupt me. I'm outraged. Fair dinkum, what has happened to the game? This is what Melbourne's new strip in Roosy's on 14 million a year.
Hang on.
Roosy's on 14 million a year. He said, we want the side to get through with the most numbers available personnel.
Yes.
This is the new strip, and we're wearing it on Saturday. Sunday, when are we playing?
I think that's going to help.
Are we playing?
Yeah, we're playing.
Saturday night.
Well, that's it, and that's I'm disgusted.
Yeah, how do you think that's going to help?
This is what you. Now I know what you feel like walking around. No, I've had enough.
Nah, well, look.
No, that's enough.
Have you heard the news, though?
What's up?
You've got off.
Look at So it works.
How's the Foss?
What was the news, Gary? that little prick was going to do that?
No. We're about to tell you that you got off and you're free to play, so you didn't need to
I've got off.
You've got off on appeal tonight. Jack Viney's
Well, I
free.
didn't know that.
Well, where have you been?
In the
Where have
bubble.
I been? I've been in the bubble. That's where I've been.
Oh, there we are.
Well, why don't you come up and
Well,
join
hang
us
on.
so we can get on with the show?
What was that then?
I don't know. We needed to test it out, but hey, that's good news, isn't it?
Can you
Look
get
at
out?
him, you can't get out. Well, listen, Force, while you do that, let's have a look, because today it was an unbelievable decision, as Gary said, landmark decision in a lot of ways.
Just walk across the shot.
Yeah, just keep walking across the shot, Force. And Damien Barrett, the only journalist to get a one-on-one with the young boy Jack Viney afterwards.
Oh,
And he asked Jack if it had indeed been a draining week. This is what he said.
Yeah, it has been. The last couple of days have been pretty taxing, and you know, with the tribunal starting at 5, they go for a couple of hours. So I've had a couple of full days and late nights, but you know, it was all worth it.
The events of this week, Jack, will they force you to change the way you play?
No, absolutely not. I don't think. You know, I just got proven that I wasn't in the wrong. So people keep telling me that they enjoy the way I play my football, and I certainly plan on playing that way for a while.
You've been forced to watch that incident now, I'd imagine, hundreds of times, at least 800. Can you take us back to the actual moment itself, if you can?
Oh, it all happened pretty quickly, which we spoke about inside, but you know, I guess the ball got kicked out into a space where I felt like I was a pretty reasonable chance to win the footy. So I guess I've sprinted to get the footy and put myself in a position to win it. Just bounced in Tom Lynch's favour, and at that stage the collision was inevitable, and I'm just bracing myself for impact, and ended up getting up and just winning the footy after.
Yep. And even after the events of this week, would you do the exact same thing next time?
Absolutely, yep.
Do you think players are confused about this rule?
Yeah, I think now it'll reduce the confusion, but certainly with the tribunal hearing the other night, I think it did really start to confuse people and players and coaches and just the whole industry. So it's been good for tonight. Yeah.
It seemed to take a moment for it to settle in that when the word upheld was used, that was good for you.
Yeah, I didn't really know what was going on, to be honest, at the end there. It was all pretty confusing in there with lawyers talking about lawyer stuff. So, yeah, as soon as David Gray said, "Well done, you've won," I was, put a smile on my face. I was pretty happy.
Thanks, Jack.
Cheers. Thanks, Damien.
There he is, Jack Viney, and that is great news. Well done to Damien Barrett, and he is free to play on Saturday night against the Western Bulldogs. We should say also off the top, we send our best wishes to Tom Lynch, who is somewhat forgotten in all of this. Young man's got his jaw broken. He's going to be out for a number of months, so we wish him all the best as well. So we're going to speak about it more, because I'm not sure whether the confusion has been cleared up or not. Damien Barrett will join us a little later to tell us exactly what it means for the rest of the competition and this round of matches coming up. But let's get stuck into the show and welcome, as Jim said off the top, for the very first time, Rory Sloane joins us. Welcome, Rory. See you, mate.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you. We've been wanting to get you on for a while. You got the bye this weekend. We're going to get your thoughts and Zarka's thoughts on the bump and where you sit on it a little bit later in the show. But just on Tom Lynch, how is he travelling at the moment?
Yeah, not too bad. He's still got his good sense of humour. He sent us a photo of his jaw the other day, and he looked a bit like Quagmire. So, and he was saying that himself. But it is shattering for him, because he's just come back from a shoulder injury, and he had probably his best game against the Bulldogs the week before. So it's absolutely shattering for him, and but he's still got his sense of humour, as I said. So he'll be right, I reckon.
Rosa, what happened? You played Melbourne at home, and I reckon at the start of the year the whole club would have had that in big black outline as a victory, and you didn't get off to a great start, and it didn't get a lot better.
Yeah, the start definitely hurt us. The second half we showed glimpses, as we probably have all year. In patches we've played some really good footy, but we can't start like that against any side, really, because Melbourne were very switched on, and led by young Bernie and little Viney there as well. So yeah, it's good to see he got off, actually. It's because nothing was sort of spoken about, and like obviously we didn't remonstrate after as well. So I don't think there's any harm in it.
Mind you, Bill, there'll be lots of Adelaide Crows fans watching saying your club wasn't a lot better, Jim, on the weekend.
No,
Our
that's
start
right,
wasn't
Jim.
great either.
No, we're going to say that. But,
Were you? You were going to say that, were you, Bill?
Jack, hey, but we love the way you go about it, Rosa. You're tough and you're hard. But What sort of hair gel do you use, my friend? What's going on there? Something about Mary. What's going on there?
Well, I won't fill you in on my pre-game rituals. Yeah, I know something happened. Something went wrong there, didn't it?
And Rosa, branded on Triple M Footy Mad Mates because you've got some of the most reptile mates of all time that drift down from Upway Tacoma. We noticed the other day when you came back into the side, here's you celebrating a win. And what's going on here? Are these them, and are you taking a selfie with them? Tell us what's going on here.
No, that's actually my brother you see there, and my sister's in behind that photo, and they're just a couple of good friends. Oh no, I just saw them there, and now I've got a nice photo that we'll probably keep and treasure forever.
Is that before the win or after?
No, that was
After the loss?
After the win.
That was a couple of weeks ago,
A few weeks ago.
Rory, where did we get that from, Rory? I know your mum and dad. What's Rory?
What's Rory?
Yeah, why?
Pop's Irish. Pop was Irish.
I see. So McElroy.
Yeah, a bit of Rory there.
I see. That's all right.
It's great to have you, mate. I think Mum's in the audience too, so we're looking forward to speaking to her a little later in the show.
Yes.
David Zaharakis joins us from the Incident Footy. Zaka, great to see you.
Glad to be back.
3 and 4. You started well. What's gone wrong in the last few weeks?
Yeah, our first 3 weeks was probably our standard of footy that we wanted to show this year, and then our last 3 weeks, or before against the win against the Bulldogs, wasn't too great. Our starts have been good against Anzac Day against Collingwood, kicked the first 6 goals. Against St Kilda, kicked the first 5 goals. And even on the weekend against the Bulldogs, kicked the first 3. And then all of a sudden we let teams back into the game. So that's an issue we've got to work on, that shut down games once we get a bit of a lead and not let teams back in it.
Sometimes you've got to win ugly. There's nothing wrong with that, Zaka.
It was ugly,
hey,
yep.
And the Bomber Thompson, we all love Bomber, the way he's going about it. But last night there was a fire next door to his house. He ran out and saved a dog.
Yes.
Have you heard about this?
I have heard about it. Yeah.
And Bomber was on the news tonight. Have a look at him.
There's my dog we saved last night. Oh no! Not on TV.
He's just a hero everywhere, isn't he, Bomber?
Yeah, his dog's like him. He's not shy for the camera. And, yeah, does a few good things.
Hey, Zaka, what we do with our panellists is we go to the club and we ask the players if there's anything we should know about the panellists that we could possibly ask them on the night. Interesting, we did it with Adelaide and not much sort of drifted back with Rosa. But certainly when we went to the Bombers blokes, we were inundated with stuff. So much so that we're playing a little true and false here with you.
Yeah, all right.
Do you know how this works?
Yeah, I do.
You're basically not allowed to lie, Zaka.
Okay.
So don't attempt it. All right, so here's the first one. The boys are telling us you're so self-conscious about your appearance that you insist on approving every image of yourself that comes out of the club. True or false?
No, that's not true. That is not true.
Did you veto this image?
I'll definitely not veto that image. No.
All right. Is it true that you want to audition for Channel 9's new dating show When Love Comes to Town?
No, but I wouldn't mind The Bachelor, to be honest. I wouldn't mind The Bachelor.
All right. Is it 3? Is it true that your father wanted to call you Arthur, which would make you Arthur Zaharakis?
Yes, unfortunately, but luckily my mum said no to that.
That's off.
And this one, Bill, we kept getting from 5 or 6 different Essendon players. On the last night of the most recent footy trip in Vegas, you decided you wouldn't spend the night with the boys because you'd prefer to do it with a girl you'd just met.
Oh, okay. That's sacrilegious on a footy trip.
True.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, that might have been true.
Can you believe that?
No, well done, Zaka. But I've got a true or false for you, Gary. And Sam, is it true last week you crapped your pants?
Which one?
When you were in Perth last week, here, done this here, and look at your scaredy cats. Have a look at the scaredy cats. This is the dark room they were in last week. If you didn't see it, they had no idea what was in the containers.
I told you I had an involuntary bowel movement, Gary. Just when I put my hand, you said, or someone said, the key could be in here, and I put it in and it was sausages, and if they don't feel like snakes, I don't know what does. And I did, I must say, a small amount of poo. eased its way into the jodhpurs. I'm sorry about that.
Well, it's very scary. And they were wet and slimy as well, so that was not a nice thing to do. Hey, on this show, Samuel likes to sing. We know that. He loves
I am singing tonight.
Well, the one time of the year where we allow you to come out
So I'm
and,
doing it.
and belt out a number is Mother's Day.
Gary,
Now?
No, not now.
Poor old Raylene Boyle hasn't recovered.
No, she has not. But he has gone through his set and he thinks he might have one for us a little later in the show for the lovely mothers in the audience and all those watching at home.
To be quite honest, I'm going to drift through the crowd at some stages. I haven't selected the song. I'm going
Haven't
to.
you?
Well, pros, Jim, can just drag out a song
Can
at
they?
any stage.
Is that right?
I've got an accompaniment and a smallish orchestra down the back there, and I'll just run it by a couple of the women out here.
Could we expect some of this business?
I know the way you treated other guys you've been with, so luck be a lady. Luck be a lady. No, you luck be a lady tonight. Gary. Gary,
Now, there's plenty of time before now and the end of the show.
I'll raise you 2 viewings of the stretcher for one of those. I'm showing the stretcher vision twice tonight as a result of that. Yes, I am.
What I'm going to do is review whether or not you will.
No.
I am
singing.
going to review it between now and the end of the
very
show. Have
confident
you brought anyone in to help you out? Or
I
not?
have indeed, out the back here.
Yeah, well, we haven't got a full...
Hey, but what about out the back there?
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Now,
No, not now.
Hey, look who we got here. That's John Foreman, the superstar. Hey, Fossil, that is Australian television music royalty,
and
John
I'm
Foreman.
going to be fronting that
I'm not sure, to be honest.
band, that ensemble, that trio, that
We got
quartet.
members of the band that used to do Hey Hey It's Saturday in there. These are, John, these are the best in the business.
They are, and we're all thrilled. I mean, of all of the artists that we've worked with, there's none that compares to Sam. We're thrilled.
You did right about that.
And, well, now,
No, not now. In fact,
And Sam, there's 4 in that trio.
That's right.
You idiot.
I said I couldn't see the other gentleman. I said it's a trio or a quartet, Bill, you imbecile. I can see that.
what we will do is I'm going to make a few phone calls in the meantime, see if we can't get someone else, and if we can't, you're
Don't
right.
be
No,
a
that is
smart
exactly
ass.
what's going to happen.
Hey,
Sam.
hey, hey, hey.
That is exactly what's happening.
Look at him.
If I can't get anyone else, you're up. If I can, you're out.
Meatloaf, Gaz.
I'm off. I'm going to make a few phone calls. We'll be back with more Footy Show after this.
Tonight on a Mother of a Footy Show, we preview all the footy action, including Big Bud's reunion with the Hawks. The Doggies Adam Cooney and the very debonair Bernard Vince are in live to preview Saturday's Field of Women game at the MCG. More on Croft's comeback, the ring-a-ding-ding at Aldinga.
Want to see Shane out there ripping it up for us. Biggest thing that's ever happened to Aldinga.
It's good looking guys, so that would be nice to have him around. I don't really go to the footy that much.
Street talk from Sydney Road, where the Foss goes Gillen.
Is it him or her?
It's been gilded.
Oh, okay.
His owner, and it has been gilded.
And Damo, almost ready to wind things up from the Perth Show after party, will stumble in for some pumped up plasma work. And later, we hear from a man with a voice that no judge would turn for, although Seal does seem happy with things. Yes, the Foss has a real treat for the mothers of Australia later in the show. Stick with us regardless, because we've actually got some good stuff too.
Franklin lines up. What a wonderful kick. Franklin's got 5. He is a star. And this nonchalant phenomenon has kicked another one. Lance Franklin. What an inspiration. Lance Franklin joins the 100 club. And people power has spoken. He's done it. He's put the Aussie on the back. The big star on the big stage. Buddy, you beauty. He's the Usain Bolt of football, isn't he? It's a one-man butler. He's away, running down towards the 50. Then spears it home. Here comes Bunny. Gathers the football. He's kicked a miracle. Sometimes you just got to sit back and enjoy the show. 13. It's a MCG special from Buddy.
He continues to dodge questions about his contract standoff.
His contract expires at season's end.
A giant offer from GWS still looms large.
I've got no intentions of leaving the football club. I obviously love Hawthorn. I want to stay at Hawthorn.
Lance Buddy Franklin set to stun the football world.
Stunning all with his decision to join Sydney following months of speculation that he was off to the Giants.
Franklin's manager informed the Giants this morning he'd accept a deal with Sydney in one of the biggest coups in history, $10 million over a staggering 9 years.
I want success pretty much straight away, so that's the reason why I chose Sydney.
Lance Franklin takes on Hawthorn at ANZ Stadium in round 8.
The moment's arrived.
It's a main event in any stadium in the world.
You don't get many nights like it.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. It's one of the biggest stories in recent times. Lance Franklin signing with the Sydney Swans, and everyone, when the draw came out at the end of last year, penciled in round 8. Sydney take on Hawthorn, and it is upon us. Friday night at ANZ Stadium, Sydney. Take on the Hawthorn Footy Club. The Swans 4 wins and 3 losses, got ahead of the ledger, beat Brisbane last week by 79 points. Goods 3 goals, Kennedy 2, and some big ins here. Buddy Franklin, and the other big signing of recent times, Kurt Tippett, back into this side. They take on the all-conquering Hawthorn Footy Club. The top of the ladder, 6 wins and a loss, and got up by a lazy 145 points, if you don't mind, last week against St Kilda. Cole Chaney, Stratton and Langford come back into the side. Lake and Mitchell are big outs. Litherland has been omitted. Boys, this is a monster game for so many different reasons. Buddy under an injury cloud, Buddy up against his old side. The Hawks are flying, the Swans are just starting to roll.
Starting to click.
Can't wait, Bill. I cannot wait.
It's going to be a Buddy beauty, Gaz. Now tell me, Gaz, you tell me this.
Yes.
Sydney forward line, how's it going to work with Buddy, Goodsy, Sam Reid and Tippett?
Well,
how's it going to work?
I think Alistair Clarkson said as they headed out to the airport today that they don't know, and he's pretty sure that Sydney don't know, and that's why this is so intriguing. Maybe Reid might have to go back at some stage.
So they might kick 30 goals, or they might kick 4.
Well, Cole Cheney's coming back into the side, and there's a small man that's been playing on tall footy players, and once that ball hits the ground, the Hawthorn defence love playing against big, tall forwards, Arca. So it is intriguing to see what happens, whether or not they're able to hit the scoreboard, because if they don't, it might work against them.
Yeah, it is interesting. They're only averaging 86 points a game so far this year, and Hawthorn are averaging 128. So that forward line needs to start clicking and needs to kick a few goals because they need to compete on the scoreboard with Hawthorn.
We get a tip from you, Willis?
I'm going with Hawthorn, the best side in the competition right now. Yes. Zaka?
Hawthorn.
I know you got the big Texan coming back shortly, and we love the thought of that, but you must look at these two sides and wonder what could have been, because Gunston has been unbelievably good for Hawthorn, and he used to play for your club, and Kurt Tippett speaks for himself.
Yep, both are very, very good players. And we've missed Tippo probably, well, we definitely missed him last year. Now we've got Josh stepping up, and Tech's going to come back, and the big pods as well. But Hawthorn now, they've got such an even spread of goal kickers. I mean, they've got guys, a lot of guys just kick 4 goals and 3-4 goals a game, and they kick huge scores. So they don't need these big power forwards. They've got guys like Gunner and a lot of other small guys that kick the goals for him.
In the side last week, kicked 4 goals.
Yeah, he's good.
So who are you tipping
So
there?
I'm going to tip Hawthorn.
Force.
Now, Arthur, you said... Arthur?
That's you.
Who did I tip?
You said you had some stats there.
Yeah.
86 points.
86 points Sydney are averaging this year. That's low.
They've what?
86 points averaging a game.
Surely it would depend on who they've played, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
If you played all the low sides, you'd kick a lot of points.
But it's an average.
It's an average, and Hawthorn average would have been bumped up.
I know what average means, Bill.
You know what it is?
You get the total, you divide the number into the amount.
They've played 7 games. Hey? They've played 7 games. That's a good average.
All right,
average 7 games.
Okay, Artie, I'll take that. I wonder if Adam Goods could take himself a little bit more seriously, could he? Would that be possible?
Why?
Said he wouldn't...
Australian of the Year.
Doesn't matter if he's Australian of the Year. Said he wouldn't be friends with
Position
Eddie.
where you take yourself seriously.
Nah, come on. Mate, come on. Wipe the frown off his face and get on with life. I mean, fair dinkum.
Who's going to win this game for us?
Statements every other
But
week.
you can't talk for people.
I'm talking for him.
Well, you can't.
Yeah, and I am.
You can't talk for people.
What?
You can't talk for other people.
No. So we'd prefer you to talk for yourself.
Yeah,
and
well,
give us the
yeah,
winner.
well,
Exactly.
I think Well, I think Hawthorn will be very interesting to see about the vagaries of that forward line and Buddy and all that.
I wonder how he's feeling, Big Bud, coming up against his old mates. I mean, it's an enormous story. They are flying, obviously, the Hawks, and there's this enormous intrigue about this footy club. So I am going to tip Hawthorn as well, on the basis that we haven't seen this big group play together, and I'm not sure exactly how that's going to... They may win by 8 or 10 goals, and if that happens, watch the premiership market swing on its head.
I reckon Buddy will absolutely go Hawthorn's personnel.
What do you mean, go them?
Go them hard. I reckon he'll be more than angry and more than fired up.
You tell us that's all superficial nonsense.
Surely.
No, I think he'll be trying to prove a point. He did it in the practice games in amongst his own.
Imagine how nervous would he be driving to the game?
Knitting
How many cars will he hit?
He might get a lift, Bill. I'll tell you, Mother's Day, of course, on Sunday, and we're about to greet some of the beautiful mums of the AFL who have joined us. But we asked around and said to the beautiful Lion family if we could get some photos from Gary's family album, and we managed to get a couple. First of all, we got Grumpy Baby Gary. Have a look at him. Look at the furrowed brow there, Grumpy Gary. And then we got Tight Pant Teenager Gary. That's the other one we got. Have a look at this.
Where's Bev?
Look at him. And there's, of course, Pete, former star for the Hawks, and the beautiful Bev in the middle. So that was very nice.
And we got some of yourself, Joni, of course, your mum, Jimmy, boy, here. Let's have a look at Joni, and there's Skinny Brayshaw, one of the great cricketers at W. There's Jim.
Top left, Jim.
Yeah, that's me up the back.
Looks like me.
And look at the beautiful Joni. She's in overseas at the moment. Probably happy she is too.
Robert and Mark, of course.
Yeah, and then the old man's on the left there.
Skinny.
Smacker.
We always remember that mums that aren't with us, of course, Force. Your dear old mum.
You know, she's not with us. No, I'm sorry, Gary. She's not with us. She's passed away. This is her. This is my dear old mum. She's looking at, wondering, what in the hell did I give birth to that man for? No, that's her. She's a lovely woman and not been with us for a while, but...
Nice to remember.
She died when she was 93.
And Bill, beautiful Annette, hasn't been with us for a couple of years.
She's not with us, so... Thinking of you too, Mum.
Of course you are, Bill. And speaking of beautiful mums, as I said, we've got plenty of them in the audience, AFL mums. Not going to introduce you to them all now, but they're magnificent. They're here with us. Shane Crawford will be down amongst the mums to get us a little bit closer to them and their sons. Well, they should be too, because Shane can't be trusted.
No, he can't.
All right.
And let's hope Mrs. Zarakis doesn't laugh. Because she snorts.
Oh, right, okay.
She does.
What? Bill?
She does.
Oh, no.
Come on, Bill.
Try and get her to laugh, Shane.
Time now on the Footy Show for Sam's mailbag.
I'll get her to laugh. I'll go down and sing to her. I'm coming down to just going to run a couple of numbers by you, ladies, girls, women, and you can tell me which one you'd like me to sing with Johnny over there.
And I've put some calls in as backup as well.
Hey, Gary.
I have. I know you'll get angry with me, but
I'm not getting angry. I'm just telling you. Don't keep going with that, because people will think that I'm not going to sing. So,
well, I promise you, if we can get someone better, you won't be.
Integrity of the show, it's called, Force.
Now, I've written this letter to these charming women in here because this might be a culture shock to them and we want to prepare them. So this is from me to them. Dear mums of the AFL in the audience, you might not have seen my mailbag segment before, Arthur. It can be a little off colour, a little bit blue, a little risque. I mean, we've tidied it up for tonight in deference to you. But we will try our best tonight to behave. For instance, here is a cute baby falling over.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Well done.
And appropriately dressed in pink for the theme.
Nice
so it's all sort of marrying in.
That feel good.
Normally we would then show something like Monty the dog. Now you know how Monty liked to hump the ball, but we're not. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Instead, we're showing this dog.
That's nice. Going very well.
Well,
Could we put you on notice with the mums
Could be a
here?
new theme, this. We might start
like
to
it.
just wind ourselves back a bit.
That's nice.
We would then typically move on to a dodgy look-alike someone has sent in, such as this man in the shower pretending to be Bill.
Yes.
Then this footage of me often gets a run.
Look at the fuss.
Which normally leads to yet another look-alike.
Yes.
Keaton Taylor Briggs.
And to end mailbag, we would like to show some household items that don't look dissimilar to Jimmy. Or this is it. This is the pièce.
Oh, right.
Or a video of Gary. But
Yes.
the problem is, our video of Gary tonight is a little risque, a little lewd, So, mums, have your cards. If you'd like to see a final video of Gary, hold the yes card up.
Yeah.
If no, hold the no card up.
Oh, let's have a look for the cards. Overwhelming, Gary.
Okay.
Yes is everywhere.
Well, okay. Now, Gary, I only went on consensus. I took a plebiscite.
Come on.
Well, here's the video.
Me and Gary Lawn go way back.
Doing what?
Smoking cones and drinking piss.
Smoking cones and drinking piss, Gaz. There's a side I didn't know existed in your good self.
He doesn't like us showing that. This is Margot of Collingwood.
Margot.
Okay, Margot. Dear Sam, now this is so I'm not making fun of this. My brother Bruce passed away a few years back, and we have recently been reunited with his son, who we have not seen for 35 years. Bruce was on Street Talk in Collingwood once, telling a joke about a bird. He made you laugh. It would be amazing if you could play the clip again so his son could see what his father looked like and sounded like in his latter years. Well, here, Brucey, here is your dear old dad. What are you?
I'm a bird impressionist.
Are you a bird impressionist?
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm about to piss off and fly out the window. See you
I hope that's tugged at your heartstrings, Bruce. I hope that's...
that's nice.
Well done, Foss.
Never seen his dear old dad.
That's good, isn't it?
You've been good, Foss.
Shut up. And here's a serious letter, but this was taken of bird droppings on a car window, which actually looked like a bird.
Oh, yes.
Look at that. Isn't that good? No, we're still going, Gary.
I'm still going.
I've got three more, and if I'm not singing, I'll do them all.
Come on.
I have analysed, g'day Sam from Adelaide, Mike. I have analysed the footage of your blind turn, and my attempts on Photoshop can prove it. Was actually a result of brave footy, good vision and unselfish play. Now, normally I wouldn't throw to this, but Mike, I want you to show you what Mike's talking about, and this is what I had in mind when I did it.
Look.
Oh, look.
Now,
let me jump in. This is an actual... We've been showing that vision for quite a few years, and we find it very amusing. This man has actually spent a long time on this, and we normally wouldn't show it.
Now, pirouette is the buzzword of the night. Now, Rory, you're going to help me with this. I want you... If this is what he says, Mike. First, Sam, you bravely ran back with the flight. Show card one, please. I bravely ran back with the flight.
This is what the man sent in.
This is card one. Right, I run back. See, I'm running back. Card two, please. Then, after an awkward bounce, you use good vision and read the play to determine that your teammate can run through and gather. Unselfishly, you attempt to shepherd for your teammate. No, come on. Gary.
Shepherd who?
Just because you don't understand it, don't knock Mike.
Come on.
However, the opponent feigns to the right, forcing you to lean left. As your weight is on your left and the play will flow to your left, your mind quickly computes. Card 4, please. Your mind... Is that
My card. Yeah, it's card 4.
That is card 4?
Yes.
Yeah, card 3. No, I should have said card 3. What card's that?
3.
Right, well done. Card 4 now. Right. That a left turn will be the best way to get the contest and assist your teammate. Now, this is the final card, please.
Oh, no.
Oh. Come on, Rory, this is serious, mate. Don't stuff around. Now, this is the final. Your attempt to shepherd did slow the opponent sufficiently so your teammate could gather and run without being tackled. This kind of play can generally only be seen in 300-game superstars. And generally... So what do you reckon? In all honesty, I reckon Mike's not long back from a crack house. How much time would you have on your hands to be doing that?
Well, we haven't got much time for the show. If you want to be involved with Sam's Mailbag, this is what you need to do. Send your entries to Sam's Mailbag, GPO Box 9, Melbourne 3001, or by the internet, sams.mailbag@9.com.au or footyshow.com.au.
That South Australian player in that state game did not move off the line.
That is unbelievable.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is amazing. We need to remind people, not only here in the house, but also the millions watching at home, that next week it's a Wednesday night and 9:30 for the Mighty Footy Show, because we've got an earlier start to the round next week, of course. So Wednesday, 9:30 p.m, the Footy Show next week. So put that in your diary, of course. We've got mums, we've got Damien Barrett to tell us all that's going on, including a massive contract to a big player from a big club. So stick around. Welcome back to the Footy Show. Thanks to Nissan, innovation that excites. And Home Timber and Hardware, go where the tradies go. Everyone in the audience wearing pink for a very good reason. BCNA do an unbelievable job, Breast Cancer Network Australia anyway. But this Saturday night, the Field of Women game, it is Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs at the MCG. And before the game, the ground is, of course, bathed in magnificent pink ladies and men who celebrate the great work that BCNA do. It's a fantastic occasion. So to celebrate it and prepare for this game, we've invited two stars to come and join us. Firstly, from the Western Bulldogs, the Brownlow medal winning superstar Adam Cooney, and Bernie Vince from the Melbourne Football Club. See you, mate. Burn.
Yes. Welcome, boys. Great to have you. This is a very big night. I mean, our studio looks unbelievable, but can you imagine at the MCG on Saturday night, fit more than 15,000 people out on the ground. And for these two clubs, Burn, the Demons, and also the Western Bulldogs, Adam, big blockbuster games haven't been an enormous part of our makeup over the journey. So this becomes a really significant game for both Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs.
Yeah, it is, obviously, for a great cause, as you mentioned, Gaz, and obviously it's pretty important for our season too. We've coming off a win over in Adelaide, and you know, we're starting to see some signs of really improving as a club. So, and it's the same for the Western Bulldogs. So, yeah, big game, and looking forward to it.
Coons, always good to see you. The doggies have been good without quite getting to the line. Essendon 8 points on the weekend.
Yeah, we've been a bit up and down. I think we've had probably 3 or 4 games where we've been in the game up to probably three-quarter time and starting to lose a few of those close ones. So we certainly need to get a win on the board this week, do our confidence a whole heap of good.
When you drifted east across the border, Bernie, you couldn't have believed that when you went back to play your old side, you'd beat them. That must have been just, you couldn't believe it. In fact, you probably thought you wouldn't win a game while you were over here.
Well, last time I was on here, you thought I still played for Adelaide. So,
That's true.
Well, anyhow, don't be a smart-ass. No, mate, it must have been unbelievable. Seriously.
Yeah, it was. It was obviously a pretty tough assignment going over there to Adelaide and to win over there. I don't think we'd won since 2001 over there. So, yeah, it was obviously going to be tough, and especially playing against my good mates. Yeah, it was a little bit weird coming up against them, but you got to put that behind you and got off to a good start, and I was hoping we could hold on as long as we could, and we managed to only just do that. But that's all you need to do.
No,
Sam.
I know all that. I know how it ended up.
You could have helped us out a bit early on, like just sprayed a couple our way, Bernie.
Yeah.
A couple of clearances would have been nice for us, I reckon.
Well, I got a few text messages about handballing the ball off to the wrong team, but yeah, it was good result.
Well, Bern, you're one of our favourites and have been for a long time, of course, but we couldn't help but notice the swagger with which you entered the Adelaide Oval. Just take a look at some of this business here. Out comes Roosie, the superstar. Then we've got some match committee. Look at this.
Oh, come on.
Now, I've never seen. Look at that. There I am.
I'm back.
And in he goes, me. There we are. I'm back home. Get out of my way.
What sort of reception did you get, Bern, when you wanted out there? Did the boys get in you or not?
No, they were pretty good, pretty respectful, mate. I didn't really know what to expect, so went out there and it was, just another game, and enjoyed it after, caught up with a few after, and enjoyed it. But I was waving to the Crow supporters group there, so they were waiting for me.
You weren't. You waving as a camera.
Now, Adam, I don't think we've shown our potential ladders at the start of the year, do we? But anyhow, I had the Bulldogs. I think I almost had them making the 8. Right. In fact, I think I did. And you haven't really disappointed me, but it's going okay. You'd want to sneak this one in, though, just to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, give us 3 and 5 going into the break and well-earned rest. So that'll keep us in the hunt a little bit, Sam, for your prediction.
Yeah, because don't do it for anyone else.
Hopefully we'll be able to do that just for you, yeah.
I tell you what, you can't...
that's who we play for.
You can't get into my team of the year, though, because you've got a tattoo.
Yeah, I know.
You got any
say
tattoos?
this every time I come on.
No tattoos, no.
Well, I've got 5 members of the team.
He's a clean cut. Bernie, clean cut man, Bernie. Have a look at him here as a little baby with his mum Serena here. He's a bogan. Have a look at him.
Nice.
In the double denim there he is. Look at the rat's tail. He's got the rat's tail there. And wait for this one at the formal. Have a look at him there with his sister there. Oh, is that your mum?
Yeah, that's Mum, Bill.
Gee.
Be careful, mate. She's watching.
Yeah, no, she's magnificent. But interesting. Interesting.
Dad.
Yeah, no, we like Dad. Yeah, we like Dad. But interesting little clothing clothing outfit you have. Ensemble. Thank you.
Ensemble, Bill, not ensemble.
Yeah, I think it looked to me the acid wash double denim or something, but I don't know what Mum was thinking there, but.
We liked it. And we also liked Adam Cooney and his beautiful mum. We got some photos there.
Christine.
Yep. And there's Coons early on celebrating just being alive.
Early ringer, I think.
Talk us through that one, Adam.
Bern had the mullet, and I think my mum had the mullet there. Good on her, Chris. She does a great job, and that's the last time I've touched an iron too.
Well, what about your mums? I mean, we're celebrating Mother's Day here. I mean, how big a support have they been over the journey?
Yeah, terrific, Mum. Always cooked a beautiful meal and drove me many times to footy training as a young lad. So, she's been a terrific support, as has Dad, and we'll celebrate for the mums this weekend on Saturday night and on Sunday.
Bern, you've moved away. Are you missing Mum?
Oh, I am missing her. She comes over a little bit, which is good. But in the early days, we're from country SA, so she used to drive me down to Adelaide for various trainings, and it was mainly for cricket back then, but I fell into footy somehow. But she's always been a great support, and it's good through the tough times as well.
5 of you, Ben? 4 girls and yourself?
Yeah. 4.
And the old man who's more juvenile than all of you? She's had to look after him too?
Got us all covered, yeah. She's got her hands full more with him than all 5 of us put together.
I'm not sure if they're going to be there. Hopefully they can get along on Saturday night at the MCG, because it is an unbelievable spectacle. This was, I think, the last time the Melbourne Western Bulldogs played, and 15,000 women. It starts early in the afternoon. They get organised. The BCNA organisation do an unbelievable job. You can still purchase tickets to be amongst the 15,000. It's $55, which includes entry to the game, and then also, of course, you'll be supporting this magnificent cause. And if you can't do that, you can still donate to BCNA by heading to their website or via the Shout app. And we have a breast cancer survivor with us in the audience tonight. Her name is Alexandra Stewart. She'll be there amongst the 15,000 on Saturday night. We welcome her to the show. Where's Alexandra? Wonderful to see you, Alexandra. I would imagine this would be an emotional time for you, and seeing all the pink ponchos here, but again on Saturday night to be involved.
It looks fabulous, Gary. Look, doing the field of women was absolutely so powerful. It just meant that when you're amongst 15,000 people who are all affected by breast cancer, it just allowed me to comprehend the enormity of what I'd inadvertently become involved in. And it was precisely at that moment, because I was still in denial about the cancer and whether I wanted to be involved in anything to do with it, it was there that I thought, well, I'm not alone, and I embraced it from that point on.
My wife, my sister, they all went along the last time, and they said it was so emotional because there was this great support, and everywhere you turn, and not just women, by the way, men go along and are absolutely
correct.
welcome to march because they're a big part of this as well. But she was saying everywhere they turned, there were people hugging and embracing each other, and this feeling of great support was just enormous.
It's hugely emotional. If you come, bring a box of tissues because it's just a given, and you end up crying on some stranger's shoulder because all of a sudden you've got 15,000 new friends, and there's just no better feeling than that.
Well, it's great to see Alexandra. Enjoy the girls around you, of course, and everyone in the pink ponchos. We're going to get stuck into this game, and it's a big one too. Don't worry about that for a second. Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs Saturday night. Both on 2 wins. Georgia comes out of the Melbourne side. Garland comes, stiff to get dropped out of that team that won on the road. Big Russian Jamar doing a magnificent job, as is Bernard Vince, just slipped beautifully into the new colours. Let's swing across to the Western Bulldogs.
Go Doggies!
8 points. They drop the game to Essendon. G is back, the man with tiny teeth. Also, Fletcher Roberts and Jason Tutt come in for the Western Bulldogs, who also need a win. Of course, this game is important to them. Bill?
Macca not very happy, obviously. Coons last week, he's dropped 3 of the boys there. I reckon they can bounce back. Love the work of Tom Liberatore, who's been sensational for a couple of years now. I reckon the Doggies can win this one.
Ooh, Zaka?
Yeah, it was great. Great to see them firsthand last week. The Doggies, they're a side on the up, and they beat us around the footy and contested footy. So, as you said, Tom Liberatore, Luke Dalhouse has also taken his game to another level. So he's been very impressive, and my tip's the Bulldogs.
Oh, come on.
Yes, I'm tipping the Bulldogs as well.
Oh,
I think their midfield's a bit too strong. Sorry, Bern. Got the senior guys like Griffin and man here, Cooney as well. Just too quick on the outside, I reckon. So, Bulldogs for me.
Yeah, Coon, you need a couple of goals. That's probably a bit like Melbourne. You win plenty of hard footy and contested footy, but you'd like a few of those boys to snag a couple for you.
Yeah, we would. Our tall forwards have been a little bit inconsistent, which has been widely reported. We'd probably like Barry Hall to come out of retirement, sit there in the forward line, kick another 80 goals for us. But those guys are developing. They'll take a little bit of time to get better and be more consistent. So hopefully they can have an impact this weekend.
Bontempelli in and out a bit. Adam, what's happening there? Just early stages?
Just, yeah, young guy, developing as well. We don't want to overcook him too early. So I think he's been in and out the last couple of weeks. He was a sub last week. He played a full game the week before. So he'll be a terrific player for us in the future for sure.
Bern, a couple of young fellas for the Demons have started to find plenty of footy. Jack Viney, who's been the centre of attention, he'll handle it, I think, well. He's got a really good level head on his shoulders. But Kennedy, Harris and Tyson and Christian Salem in recent weeks.
Yeah, it's been really exciting seeing those guys come on. So, yeah, especially JK's a pretty exciting little fella. He looked good in the pre-season, and he's, you can't really tell until the season starts. So he's really taken it up to, opposition sides, and he's kicking goals. And Christian Salem's come in and looks really smooth in that number 3, Gaz. And yeah, it's exciting times down there. Good young fellas and. Good fun helping him out.
Which is a very big game, and you famously kick-started Melbourne season by tipping them against Carlton. You're a great visionary.
I am. And Paul Roos, I know he couldn't have done it without the players, but responsible for 2 of the upsets of modern times in Carlton and the Crows.
That's right.
And if he does it again, he's a genius. But I think the Bulldogs will probably sneak over the line, but don't give your side away. And that's the first time we've said that in a decade.
No, and look, it is. We're in the first of 3 bye rounds. This is the only game in Melbourne for the weekend. So, regardless of who you barrack for, the occasion warrants you wandering down to the MCG, and you're going to see a really good game of footy between 2 evenly matched sides. I think Melbourne will win.
Oh, no.
Do you, Gary? And well done.
No, come on. Do you? Yeah, you've abandoned them.
Working with a foot
You've
pedal.
abandoned them the twice I picked them, and now suddenly you're jumping
You
on.
know, I tip who I think will win, unlike others who they barrack for. I think Melbourne will beat the Western Bulldogs.
Credit to Melbourne
Thank you,
Gary,
Jim.
because
Thank
they've got around this particular game. Bern, let's have a look at the jumper you're going to wear.
Yeah, so
How good does that look?
This is the Guernsey we'll be wearing this week, and you notice the AHG sponsor. You had the old Guernsey on, Sam, so you're in trouble. AHG, yeah.
You said H.
Yeah.
H. Mate, you're off the list.
Turn it around, Bern. Give us a look at the back.
Fantastic, Bern. Great sponsors, as our Mission, who signed up again for the Western Bulldogs. So things are looking up for the Bulldogs and the Demons. Thank Bernie Vince and also Adam Cooney for wandering in here tonight. And good luck, boys, on the weekend. That's going to be
At this stage, we're a little behind time. I was going to wander down amongst the women, but I'm going to not do that because I don't want them clamouring at me and grabbing me. And, I was going to ask them. What song I would sing, but I'm thinking probably Witchcraft. Do you familiar with it?
Yes.
Those fingers in my hair.
Come on, Johnny.
That's like come hither stare.
No, you won't be
that
singing
strips
that.
my
You're not singing
conscience
that
bare.
one. I've put a phone call in and I'm getting a good response.
I wouldn't go with that one if I were you.
We'll take a break and we'll be back with more Footy Show after this. Welcome back to Footy Show. Thanks to our fantastic sponsors, Redco, Auto Store, Autobee, Sportsbet, over 230 markets on every AFL match. Got a very big show tonight, and it is about the mums, of course, and Mother's Day coming up on Sunday. And we're going to take the opportunity to speak to some of the mums of our AFL superstars and find out what they were like as little boys. But before we do that, every mum's favourite player, of course, was Shane Crawford, and he joins us for the first time tonight. Welcome, Shane.
How are you, Gary? You well?
Yeah, I'm very well. Before we set you loose on the mums, and that's a dangerous thing to say, your beautiful mum, Diane, I know, played an enormous part in your life as a young man and your success, so a chance for you to say hello.
Yeah, I haven't lost it. Mum's been awesome, and as we all do, we love our mums, and we wish all the mums a very happy Mother's Day coming up, of course. So, yes, Bill.
Shane, when you were a little boy, and you still are, we know that, but when you were a small little boy, you wrote your mum a note saying, here it is here that I'm going to win. When I get older, I'm going to play with the VFL and try and get best and fairest Brownlow medal. And
he wrote that 5 years ago.
Yeah. At Assumption.
That's true, yes.
Yeah, you wrote that when you were a little boy, and it happened when you were a Brownlow medalist.
Well, that's right. It's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it, and still can't spell properly. But anyway, yes. So a little message that Mum kept, and that's why we love our mums. Because
who you got with you, Shane?
Oh, OK, well, you're moving on. Fair enough. All right, we've got two beautiful... We're going to speak to three beautiful mums, but we've got two from the Collingwood Football Club. We're going to start with Elizabeth O'Brien, the mother of Harry, right here, and we've also got Shireen Christie, the mother of Dame Beams, here. Now, we'll start with you, Elizabeth. Put your hands together. Now, we've got a couple of photos of Harry, and he was a beautiful, chubby baby when he was nice and young. There he is.
Fully dressed fan.
He's looking beautiful, and there he is. He looks fantastic, doesn't he? And love the shorts.
Yeah, it's very colourful, but just, from Rio de Janeiro, we all are very colourful there, so we just kept with the tradition.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, I understand when you used to put him to bed at night in his pyjamas, he would, when you check on him, he'd wake up in his footy gear. Is that true?
Absolutely, yeah. I used to make sure that they're all in bed in their pyjamas, and before I went to bed, I used to go and check if they were sleeping, and then I would go to H.A., because I call him H.A., H.A.'s room, and he was in his footy gear, hugging his football. So
very nice. I used to actually wear my mum's dresses, but anyway, that's okay. And then we've got, thanks for talking to us, we've got Shireen. Now, for me, Dane looks like a naughty boy. Was he a naughty boy?
He was a naughty boy. Very naughty boy.
Oh, look at him. What did he do naughty?
Dane did a lot of things naughty. Dane would climb out windows when he got in trouble. Dane would... Well, there's one particular occasion where I put him outside because I just needed a break. He went all the way around the backyard, climbed the back fence, out to the front door, and we had a glass panel, the old style homes with a glass panel beside the front door. He wanted to come in, so bang, bang, bang with his bum, straight through. Straight through the glass.
So he, had stitches in his bum?
Yes, it's funny now, but at the time it wasn't. He sliced his backside open like a piece of meat. And, had to go to the hospital for an operation. And
Hey, Shireen, how do you go with the artwork? We just saw the young man and he's just getting embarked on the tattoo train. But how do we, when we have a look at this, how do we go with it, Mum?
Oh, I'm used to it now. He got his first one when he was about 17. I think it was just to be different. Be the first, the leader, and no, I don't mind them. I don't mind them.
You've got a couple, haven't you, Shireen?
I've got two, Bill.
Yeah, you told me that before the show.
Come on, Bill.
She showed me.
I also told you I wouldn't show you.
Basically, can't get into my team.
No.
Oh, very good.
He told me to say that.
Yes, of course he did. Thank you for chatting to us and all the best to your boys.
Before you go, if you ask Elizabeth and Shireen there, I believe the Collingwood mums are a very tight-knit group and that you may have gone out last night and had a few drinks. Is that
I'm not sure if you could hear Gary then, but he wanted me to ask you a question and say that you're all very tight-knit. Is that true?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And did they go out last night and have a drink, Shane? Because that's the word filtering back.
Did you get out on the tear last night and have a crack at it?
Well, actually, we're in a function for Mother's Day celebration too. Yeah, we drank water.
I had one drink.
Really?
Had to drive.
One big bottle.
I wish.
What time did you
Can
get
I say
in?
one thing before we go?
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to wish all the beautiful mothers out there a happy Mother's Day for Sunday, and especially to my beautiful mum.
Oh, there you go. Fantastic. Very, very good. We're going to make our way, Gary, over here. And we're going to Fremantle Town now. We have Kerry Crowley, the mother of Ryan. And put your hands together. Now, how do you feel about Ryan? Every time he gets the football, the opposition go boo. How does that make you feel?
I don't listen to it. No, I just love watching him play. I'm proud of what he does, and I just don't hear it.
No, he's done a great job. He's had a fantastic career, and we've got some beautiful photos of him. There he is. I'll tell you what, he's a bit of a chubby baby too, isn't it? No, but he's a bit of a food critic too. Is that because of you? Were you a wonderful cook?
No, I wasn't a wonderful cook, but he did love his food when he was younger. Loved oysters, prawns. When he was a toddler, ate everything and still loves it. Yeah.
And I understand that I don't even know what I was going to ask the question, to be honest. But
I wanted to ask you, you're from Gisborne, of course, which is country Victoria. We saw Ryan last week on the Footy Show for the first time. It was great to have him on. That must have been a bit surreal for you sitting back home and watching your son on the Footy Show over there in Perth.
Yeah, it was great. We had all the family there for the show, and it was a big event in our household. It was great.
Do you think he'd be a television star when he was a little boy? Was he outgoing sort of a kid?
No, he wasn't really. He was quite shy, but he always wanted to be the Prime Minister. That was his aim. So,
Well, listen, we appreciate you coming in. We're going to speak to some more mums a little later in the show, and we really appreciate it. And I'm sure your sons appreciate what you've done for them throughout their career. So please thank the ladies here who joined us this morning.
Well done to the mums here. Big game Saturday, guys, at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide, who are on fire, they're 6-1. Defeated the Greater Western Sydney side by 35 points at, wasn't it Adelaide Oval? It was up in Canberra last week. And a couple of ins there, Carlisle and Harlett, who were both had a virus last week.
Hartlett, baby.
Shut up, Stewart and Bert Newton are out. Take on the mighty Fremantle, Silvani and Hill. Now, a couple of big outs here. Luke McFarlane, who's a very good player for him, and Zach Dawson are both out, so that's going to hurt their back line. Love the way Port Adelaide are going about it. Jared Polak is Recruit of the Year. Outstanding he has been. So is Matthew White for him also. So Port Adelaide to win this at Adelaide Oval. Zaka?
Yeah, as you said, two big outs for Fremantle, and Port Adelaide haven't beaten them since 2009, I think, so I reckon they'll get their first win.
What's it like, Rosa? You're not the Kings of Adelaide anymore. I mean, Port Adelaide are flying at the moment, so what's it like living there while they just dominate the comp?
Yeah, it hurts seeing them play so well, but you've got to admire the way they're playing. Their defensive pressure and the way they work back, and then they're just running over the top of the teams at the moment as well. And It's good footy to watch, and yeah, a little bit jealous, I suppose.
Can they beat Freo?
Definitely beat Freo, I think. Yep.
Did you, Arthur? Did you pick Fremantle?
No, Port Adelaide said they will get their first win over Fremantle since 2009.
I see. Yeah.
Listening up to
No,
what
I
he's saying.
said they haven't beaten them since 2009.
Yeah, and they'll get their first win against them since then.
Yeah, I suppose they will. The winner will be the ground again, the Oval. It's great, isn't it?
It is magnificent.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Doesn't matter who plays, the winner is the Oval.
Is Chris Mayne playing, Gary?
Is he playing?
Yes.
He's been named to play. He's been playing in the back half.
I thought he might have been out injured after this last week.
What happened?
Have a look at this. Here he is there, ready.
Oh, no.
No, he's ready to go on. The boundary umpire comes along and bowls him over.
He's playing. He's gone down to the back half and he's playing good footy. No McFarlane and no Dawson. I think Port Adelaide will beat Fremantle as well and continue on their merry way. Yes, we're excited about that, we are. Lots of news around at the moment. We've spoken about the fact that Jack Viney is free to play this weekend. The appeal successful tonight. The man that was down there on the spot, the best news man in the business, Damien Barrett, joins us. Welcome, Damo.
You've made it. You may be you, mate. You've made it.
I think it's about the Viney thing, Sam, which we might touch on in a moment. But, guys, as we know, there's been a lot of talk around Nick Naitanui form and a lot of scrutiny around it. But he can take one pressure out of his life right now because he has reached agreement on his football future, and that is that he will stay as a West Coast Eagle. The West Coast Eagles Chief Executive, Trevor Nisbet, has confirmed to us tonight that the deal will be done within a fortnight. And the details around that deal, they do remain very close to the people dealing with them, that being his management and Trevor Nisbet. But it will be one of the biggest ever footy deals. It will be a 5-year deal if the West Coast Eagles get their way, and as such that will be between $4 and $5 million required to keep him at the footy club. But certainly it is being done, as Trevor Nisbet said to us today, on the record. It will be announced within, or be done within a fortnight.
Well, that is big news right here. Damien Barrett, $4 to $5 million. He's in a horrible spot at the moment in terms of his form.
Look, the club is well aware of that. It has knocked the price down a little bit from what it would have been at the start of this year, but the club has taken the big picture view on this and they will sign him up, and they do want it to be 5 years. It's still a little bit to tinker with at the moment, but it'll be a long-term deal in some form, at least 4 years.
Well done. Congratulations, Tim. That is a big deal. What about the Brisbane Lions, who were a big deal about 10 years ago when they won 3 premierships in a row? Not so much the case now.
No, Gaz, we told you that 2 days into his life as AFL Chief Executive Officer, Gillon McLachlan went to Brisbane last Friday to meet with Bob Sharpless, the chairman. We know today that the CEO of that footy club has resigned from his position, Malcolm Holmes. Now, read into this next bit what you like. Carlton will have a new president very shortly, early next month, Mark LaGiudice. He is going to make changes very quickly at that football club. One of those changes we believe will be the moving on or the parting with Greg Swan. Now, Greg Swan has known this for some time. We've been saying it for some time, and the club is going to not have him as a Chief Executive Officer next year. That could well now happen within the next month. And interestingly, Gillon McLachlan, after meeting with Bob Sharpless on Friday, met one-on-one with Greg Swan yesterday. He is certainly looming as the next Brisbane Lions Chief Executive, and he certainly does have the AFL support.
Well, you've been all over that story, and Bob Sharpless wanting to move the Brisbane Lions Footy Club and their base as well, and that has been knocked on the head from the AFL, we believe.
The knock on the head from the
move from Brisbane up to
look, they're supporting it. There is a time frame on that whereby it needs to be renewed. They're just, I suppose, considering their options on that particular deal at the moment. Bob Sharpless, it is a conflict for him on that deal. His companies do own that land, but the AFL at the moment is keeping an open mind on that space.
Let's get to the big story of the day. What does it mean that Jack Viney now is free to play, given they've gone through the processes here, the match review panel, the appeal? First they went to the tribunal straight away rather than go to have the match review panel hand the penalty down. Then they went to appeal. So 3 different bodies have adjudicated on this.
Yep.
Are we any the wiser?
No, we're not, Gaz, and that's the key to this. The match review panel refused to actually deal with it. It sent it. It washed its hands and sent it to the tribunal.
So that's step one. They
that's
said,
step one.
We can't deal on this. Let's send it straight to the tribunal.
Yep. 3 men, Wayne Schimmelbusch included, Emmett Dunn, Wayne Henwood, then decided this issue was worth 2 weeks. We had tonight another body, the Appeals Tribunal, say that there is no case to answer here. And Peter Callaghan, who announced this decision to the tribunal room tonight, said that we are not obliged to give reasons, but we will. And then he said it will be in due course. Now, due course is going to be early next week. You can add people power to that particular decision, by the way. So 3 different bodies giving a different message on this. I spoke to Wayne Chibblewich tonight, just refused to comment in any way whatsoever, doesn't want to buy into it. Mark Evans has got a press conference tomorrow, he being the football operations manager of the AFL. I asked him tonight if he would be changing the rule on this matter in season, and he gave the Footy Show this line: "We're not required to change the rule, but we may look at providing clarity on a couple of things." So they are all over the place. And the other issue to throw into the mix here, Gaz, is Andrew Demetrio, the outgoing Chief Executive Officer, bought into this publicly between steps 2 and 3 of this matter.
So, Damo, explain this to me. The 3 men on the tribunal, like the verdict or not, were handed a rule and told to adjudicate on a specific rule, which they did. Now, where does this leave these 3? Because they're going to be sitting back, I would imagine, saying, well, you gave us the rule, so you gave us no choice but to do what we did. Now you've thrown it out a day later and you've had officials from the AFL say what they've said. I mean, these blokes, I wouldn't imagine, would quite rightly be wondering where they sit in it all.
What they have done, and they are very comfortable with their decision to give Jack Viney 2 weeks, that they are 100% comfortable with they ruling on the rule itself. That they dealt with the rule as it stood. And Mark Evans tomorrow now needs to explain why that rule is not going to be in play for the rest of the year.
OK, so what happens next week if the same thing happens?
Well, before you answer that, let's ask these 2 blokes who are going to run out on the weekend. You find yourself in a situation like Jack Viney, do you know what you can and cannot do?
Well, I think you just tackle now, unless you're absolutely certain you won't hurt the bloke. I think that's all the AFL's trying to do, is just try and keep guys in the park and just not see blokes get injured, I think.
Zachary, you get to a stage where there's a loose footy, someone's going to get there a split second, you might get there a touch earlier. Are you second-guessing yourself about what you can and can't do?
It's a very fine line that we get told as players to go hunt the footy, and if the bloke is going to pick up the ball, then you hunt him as well. And that's what, as Rory said, that it's a fine line between whether you tackle or whether you lay the bump. And the AFL are trying to tell the players that if you can tackle, then you tackle. But this one on the weekend, I thought...
I don't think either of you know what you can do in a situation like that. I seriously don't. I'm not putting words in your mouth, but I don't think you've got any idea whether or not you can do what Jack Viney did and expect to play the next week or not. Sam?
It's if you hurt them or not, I think.
If you hit them, so you can hit them sort of
overwhelming.
hard.
Just don't concuss anyone.
So sort of hard, but not concuss.
Yeah, I think so.
The bigger point in all this, I'll be an unusual ally of this man here. I think his argument is, and it's a valid one, that if you're brought up in a game that has a changing environment, you won't know what it is you're missing from yesteryear because it's a different game now, and unless you watch old films. And the reason is, the bigger question is why the AFL are going down this track, and this is the answer. Make no mistake, they'll deny this, this is the answer. They are trying to coerce parents into pushing their kids into playing this code of football, which can be reasonably assessed as being injury and risk-free of being injured, because they fear the groundswell of support for soccer, basketball, other ball sports, and that is a fact. And if they came clean with the public and said, this is why we're going down this path, is because we're trying to have it appealing to up-and-coming players coming into this game, that's why we're trying to, and that is what they're doing, and I have documented evidence
Sam,
of that.
I've been involved with
junior evidence of that
for a long, long time, and been involved at the coalface with parents and their kids, and I've never, ever had that concern brought to me.
No, this is coming from the AFL down to the lesser codes. Well,
they're jumping at a shadow then.
Gary, this is to sanitise the game, to change its perception to the parents who will coerce their kids to play this code of football that can be reasonably assessed as being risk-free and you won't get hurt, and that's what they're doing it for. And I know that for a fact, and I'll tell you after. I can't mention on air who told me that, but it is a fact.
Well, that might be. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you, but having been
well, if they
involved
told the public, see, this would clear up if they said, this is what we're doing it for, we want people to play our great code. It mightn't be the same as it was in the past, but it'll still be a great game, but we're going to tinker around with it so that we give the impression. I mean, the unintended consequences of playing a contact sport is that you'll get hurt.
Well, in the
and
meantime,
that is one of them, and that is absolutely the correct decision. What happened then?
Go along to football on the weekend, and these boys aren't sure what's going on. Damo, we've got a photo of your beautiful mum, of course. We'll need to see you, Damo. There's your mum, Carmel, and Damo. Look at him.
Very, very.
Where are the glasses?
She's
That's for you, Jacob.
And what about the mullet there on the purple-headed warrior?
Hey,
That's an extraordinary setup.
Thanks for coming in, mate. You're a star as always, and a great get at Jack Viney early in the night. We're going to take a break. Almost Footy Legends up next.
Still to come on the Footy Show, Sam gets on his horse and channels the new AFL CEO.
Why have you come down to Brunswick, the centre of the universe?
I'm the new CEO of the AFL.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Willis bangs out a magnificent edition of Footy Legends, and Sam sings.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Gary, have we thought this one through? All right, we'll see what happens tonight on the Footy Show.
Thanks to our friends at Woodman providing an amazing weekly prize of $1,000 to our winner, $500 to runner-up.
Very good.
Have a look, $1,000, $500 to the runner-up. And let's have a look at the first one tonight. Greensboro under-19s. Have a look at this big grab here from Liam here. It goes up forward. Oh! Yes! Let's have a look at it in the replay, Rosa.
I wish I could jump that high, mate.
No, you got no chance of jumping that high. That was a good grab.
Yeah, next we got Crofts, new club, Aldinga. Great spot of Adelaide.
It is.
Very nice beach. And we got two blokes knocking themselves out.
Oh, no. On the same team?
Same team.
Same team. Let's have a look at it again.
Just roll around the ground. Got to get up after.
Yeah, you do. Yarrawonga versus Myrtleford, the Little League here, the Oz Kickers. Let's have a look at the little fella. Gets the ball. Oh! He gets a falcon. Oh, no. And look at him go down.
Too many dives. Watching too much soccer.
He has taken a dive. Which one did you like, Rosa?
I like the last one. I like the dive.
What about the crowd? How about the first one, the big grab? Two blokes knocking themselves out. Oh, the little tacker getting knocked out. Oh, there we go. Congratulations, Adrian. You have won this.
Thanks to Sportsbet, our weekly winner takes home $1,000 cash, while our runners-up get $500 each. With over 230 markets on every AFL match, check out sportsbet.com.au. Thanks to Home Timber and Hardware, our major winner receives $5,000 in home gift cards and a toolbox full of $45,000 cash. All up, that's a $50,000 prize. What about that as a way to kickstart the renovation you always wanted? So if you want to do it right, go where the tradies go. Home Timber and Hardware.
Yes, the biggest and best prizes in television there. Send your entries to Almost Footy Legends, GPO Box 9, Melbourne 3001. Don't forget you can upload your legends directly to our website, footyshow.com.au. The best prizes in the business there, Gaz.
Hey, Willis, that second one there is actually Ordinga. If you have a look at the vision there, these two blokes knock each other out, which is funny enough. But this, of course, is where Shane is going to play football very soon. Where are you, Shane?
He's in the crowd.
Hello, Jim.
Very nice. So you've got an announcement for us, please?
Yes, we've locked in May 24. We're heading to Ordinga, wherever that is. We're going to play. We're going to give it our very best, and I can't wait. I'm so excited.
You're playing against Lonsdale. Here we are. You trained today with Dermot's under-15s.
Well, I went down with Dermot yesterday to the under-15s at Beau Morris. I went to East Keilor Cougars the other day and had a run, and have a look at this. Oh, my goodness. So it's fair to say it touched rusty, but I'm very happy that Dermot put me through my paces. And the under-15s, they really were pretty much showing me how to go about it. But anyway, it was good. I think I'm ready. I think I've peaked after 2 weeks of training, and I can't wait to go.
Where are you going to stay, Shane, while you're over there in Ordinga?
Actually, that's a very good point. I would like to be billeted out. So, if you're from Ordinga, please send us a video. I'm going to bring a few of my friends, maybe Bill or Sam if he wants to come, and we want to stay somewhere. So can we stay with you?
A video
send us a
of
video
what? Of what?
Of where we of their house.
Oh, good.
And who we're going to stay with. And we can't wait to get over there and have a lot of fun. So I'm serious. We want to be billeted out. We want to come and stay. The Footy Show are coming. And we're going to play.
Right. It's going to be a very big game, the Footy Show at 9.com.au if you want Shane Crawford to come and stay at your house. And I think the Force is going and probably Bill. So if you've got enough room for all of them, get those videos.
We all want to stay in the same bed, Gary.
No, you don't. Hey, we're going to say good day to another couple of mums here. And the mums of our two panellists. We've got Sandy Sloan and Sandy Zaharakis in the audience with us. Welcome, ladies. Where are they? There they are. Now, Sandy, I was talking to you earlier.
Which one?
You
Sandy Sloan.
Sandy
Sloan.
Well, I wasn't speaking to Sandy.
No, he said
Zaharakis.
Sandy. He said Sandy. How did you know which one he was talking
Well,
to?
that's why I was asking you. Which Sandy are you talking to?
Because I wasn't speaking to Sandy Zaharakis' mum. Sandy Sloan, I was speaking to you earlier. Now, you and Sandy Zaharakis know each other from the boys when they played in the under-18s together.
Yeah, the boys both played in the Vic Metro together and we got very close with the Zaharakises back then.
And how did you feel when the draft came around and Rory Sloane's name was called out and he was heading over to Adelaide? Was that gut-wrenching for you or were you happy to get rid of him?
It was pretty gut-wrenching to start, I've got to admit. I had a fair few tears, but it's all worked out for the best. It's been fabulous. It's been nothing but positive and, yeah, I think he loves it over there and we love going to visit him over there so much that we're actually relocating to Adelaide.
Oh, well done.
Nice.
Yeah, you'll go back 10 years. Now, Sandy, we got some nice photos. Oh, look at this of young Rory there with yourself.
Oh.
And look, now, Sandy Sloan, who has cut his hair there? Fair dinkum.
I'm not sure what we were thinking there, but I'll blame my husband for that one. So.
And Sandy Zaharakis, welcome to you. Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
It'd be good if we got two different names for the first month. What about this young man? Clean cut, good-looking young fellow. What sort of a young fellow was he?
Yes, we had no problems with him growing up. He was fabulous.
Got Damien Barrett's glasses on.
That's him. Yeah.
Oh, look at him.
He was a very determined young man. All he wanted to do when he was growing up was to play football.
And you go along to every game, I believe,
Yes.
and never miss religiously. What sort of watcher are you in the grandstand?
I just sit and watch and barrack, but not too loudly. I'm not a mad parent. I just, clap when he does well, and mostly I sing out "Well done, darling," which a lot of people around me have a go at me.
Just darling. That's all she says, darling.
Darling?
I say darling.
We know what you do love, Mrs. Zaka, is this because you said, can you get that goal in the Anzac Day clash?
Definitely.
Can you stop playing this?
Run us through it, Sandy. Oh, darling's kicked it. Go on, you darling. Yes.
You didn't need to play that, Bill.
Zaka,
You did, yeah.
you love it.
You did
Don't
not-
pretend you love that stuff.
You did not need to play that, Bill. Very good goal.
Hey, Sandy Zaharakis, you're married into a Greek family. We heard earlier that your husband John was very keen on calling young Zaka here Arthur.
Yes.
You had to put the foot down, did you?
Yes, I did. Yes. We got into a bit of trouble, didn't we? Because we were supposed to do that, but no. We both decided that, no, David was a bit better than Arthur. I wasn't too popular.
No, well, I think David will thank you for the rest of his life. Hey, to all the mums that have come in, we appreciate it enormously. We've got a Crown voucher for you to head down to the day spa at Osaka. Thanks to our great friends at Crown, and also from Rose Street Trading, a beautiful scented candle on the table there. So you might want to run the bath when you get home, and old Johnny might fire up. So
Johnny's here, by the way. Johnny's here.
Johnny's here.
There he is, just near the walkway there. Johnny, there he is.
Don't worry about Johnny. He's got a glint in the eye.
They might have an Arthur.
They might have an Arthur. Hey, thanks for coming in. Lovely to see the ladies, and thanks again to Crown and to Rose Street Trading. You boys should get along and get their Mother's Day present tomorrow. Brisbane take on Essendon Saturday at the Gabba. The Lions are struggling, went down to Sydney by 79 points last week. They do welcome back Jono Brown, Maguire, Hanley and Payne, so some very good ins for a side that's just battling a bit at the moment. They take on your boys, Zaka, the Bombers, who got up against the Western Bullies. By 8 points, Aylett, Gleeson and Patrick Ambrose come back into the side. He was very good early in the year, playing as that third tall forward, so you welcome him back. And what about Dustin Fletcher? He turned 63 on the weekend and he's actually the best player on the ground almost. Yes, Daniel? Speaking?
No, what's it, my go?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
go.
No, well, I'm getting a bit nervous about this.
About what?
About this.
Why?
Well, I've narrowed it. It could be night and day.
Oh, no, I thought you meant the game.
No,
I wouldn't be getting too nervous
about the game.
I've got a couple of phone calls that look all right at the moment. Rosa, who's going to win? Is Zaka boys going to continue on their merry way?
Yeah, they will. Started the year very strongly, and as Zach said before, a couple of disappointing weeks, but I think they'll blow the Lions out of the park early and just keep their form rolling.
What about Dustin Fletcher, Zaka? We had him here a few weeks ago. He said next to nothing. He said bugger all, Jim, to be perfectly honest, but he's 39 years of age. That is extraordinary, and if he wasn't the best player on the ground last week, he was very close to it.
Yeah, as you said, it's extraordinary. He's 39, and the only thing that could slow a player down at that age was his pace. And Fletcher's still one of the quickest blokes at the footy club. He's very laid back, very relaxed outside of footy, and then all of a sudden he gets white line fever, and it's just when he's at the footy club he works as hard as anyone, and that's why he's 39 and still playing footy.
Willis?
Yeah, they look so good, Essendon, at times, and they go to sleep for a while. But you'd think the Bombers would win this one, and good luck to our good friend Jonathan Brown, Jim.
Yes, no doubt about that. He's force. The singing is back of the show. Who's winning this game quickly?
Well, I tip Essendon, but I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised. Anyhow, that's silly to say that. We'll go for Essendon.
I think Essendon is
Speaking of the Bombers, one of our favourites on this show is, of course, Dyson Heppel, and we've got the beautiful Anne-Marie Heppel in the house.
Wow.
Look at Anne-Marie. Welcome, Anne-Marie. We love having your young bloke on this show and his beautiful wife, Kate Turner. They've been together since they were 12.
Not married yet.
Girlfriend.
Not married yet, but we've got a photo of young Dyson here as we have a look at him.
Well, he wasn't a handsome young man, to be honest.
Thank you, Gary.
No, he's not a real good-looking young fella. He is now, but he's slow out of the blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary.
Hey, Anne-Marie, when did he start with the hair? And how long's it been since any scissors have been near it?
Well, he told me he cut it last week. Did you not notice?
No.
Oh, me neither.
You must be very proud of him. He's made an unbelievable start to his career.
No, we're really, really proud of Dyson, and he's always wanted to play AFL and to play at this level and keep going well. We're really proud of him.
And Anne-Marie, I think you'd be even prouder with the sort of young man that he is. I mean, he can be the best footy player in the world, but the way he conducts himself and holds himself, I think that is something that you can be absolutely proud of.
Yeah, thank you. We are. Yes.
Well done, Anne-Marie. It's great to have you here.
Nice.
What a beautiful mum.
Beautiful. They're all beautiful.
Magnificent mums. We're going to go to a break. Maybe Sam sings. We've got a bit of street talk coming as well. Don't go away.
Time for another chucker. Gillan McLaughlin here, out in the sticks, looking for a bit of a chinwag. What? Telly her. Well, I'm meant to be Gillan McLaughlin. Do you know who he is?
Nah. Who the hell is he?
Do you know who I'm meant to be?
Sam Newman.
Oh, no, that's who I am.
Sam Newman? Sam Newman?
Yeah.
I don't follow much for me, Sam Newman. I've been here a long time, you know. I've watched your show. You make me laugh.
Footy Show, whatever. Just, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to know about it.
But what's the bloody horse got to do with football?
I tell you what,
No, I'm all bloody confused here.
It's Gillan McLaughlin.
He's into hockey, is he?
He's into polo.
Polo, that's quite, yeah.
I was going to say you play polo too, but I had a bigger stick than yours.
Yes, I know.
How are you, mate?
How are you, mate?
All right. Well, go on, off you go.
This is my time. Well, and here you are on your horse.
Yeah, no,
I've got my bloody shopping. I mean, you know, we're not getting anywhere here. Here is a song, a serenade to you.
How do you have no wrinkles, mate? I'm already starting to get wrinkles. How does this work?
Yeah, my nose is running. The horse is... you know, don't give us a handkerchief, for God's sake. Do you know who I'm meant to be?
Yes.
Gary McLaughlin from the AFL.
Do you know who's a horse polo player that's also running the AFL now that Andrew's retired?
Darren someone.
Darren? Oh, look, she's got a... God love you. Fantastic. Yeah.
I have to grab the tram because...
Oh, you missed it, bloody tram. Gee, I'm
It doesn't
sorry.
drive because you can't.
I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Sir. Yeah? Do you know who Gillan McLaughlin is?
Yes. The new CEO.
Just spell Gillan.
Gilllian.
Gillian, that's close.
Why is your heart so light?
Doesn't matter if you get it wrong. Don't feel...
Gulllin.
Gullen, yep.
Why is the sky so blue?
Oh, no, this is a bit of a silly question. Can you spell CEO? Oh! Sorry.
Take it easy.
You want to pat the horse? Oh,
Too rough.
Yeah. Hold on, you do it. Yeah, that's correct. Wouldn't like to mount him, would you?
Oh, well.
Oh, well. Very good, Muriel. Hello. Well, just a minute. Muriel's just winding up. Just 1 second. One of the longest. Oh, shit, this is ridiculous. Well, thank you very much, Muriel. Fantastic. Fantastic. She's cut up rough.
Very nice work, Samuel. Well done to Gil McLaughlin, of course, the new CEO of the AFL. We're going to push on. We've got more mums to meet. Also in our audience tonight, delighted to have with us the mother of young superstar Patrick Dangerfield. Please welcome Jeanette Dangerfield, who joins us. Welcome, Jeanette. Lovely to see you. Now, when you sit back and watch Paddy play, he goes at the ball like a bull at a gate. Do you get a little bit nervous? Are you fearful for his safety?
I can answer you honestly, and no.
No,
Not really, because I love watching him and I like him to go hard at the ball. That's how he was taught by his father. I don't like him to get injured, but he's not going to change. That's just the way he is.
And he's a local Victorian boy, a country boy from down Geelong Way. He also drafted over to Adelaide. Did you get upset when your little fella had to leave?
Yes, I did, but I didn't show it to him. Yeah, he looks upset there.
Because he can get upset. If we have a look at these photos, something's going on
No, he was
there.
sick in that first one.
What about this one? He's bawling his eyes
He's
out
tied
again.
in that one.
Oh,
No, look, he, you know, ideally you'd love them to be drafted into your state, but you don't have a say in that. So we were assured by Matt Rendell at the time that if he went to Adelaide, it was going to be, you know, one of the best clubs in the AFL, the way that it was run, and so we felt confident about that. But I was always sad about him going, yeah. But I couldn't show it to him because I wanted him to be keen about going.
Oh, very good hockey player too, Jeanette. But what about his Jim Carrey impersonations there? He's out there a bit. Have a look at this and I'll just ask you where it comes from.
Alrighty then. Smokey! Nobody, and I mean nobody, messes with the dude!
Where's that come from?
What can I say? He's a funny boy. I love him.
Is that from you?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeanette.
And no, you're going to ask me to do an impression. I'm not going to do one.
Hey, Jeanette, is there any chance that he might end up back in Victoria, do you think?
Oh,
If you had some advice to him, or would you think...
Have I given advice to him?
Yeah, would you advise him perhaps to finish up back here in
At
Victoria?
Geelong?
Shut up.
Yeah, Billy, I knew you'd say that. But look, as a parent, you'd love to have your kid back in their home state. But he's said many times on record, because it gets asked a lot, that Adelaide, the boys there that he's been drafted with and have gone up with him through that age group, he's become extremely close to them. So any decision that would be made to leave would be an extremely hard one. And at the moment, he's enjoying his footy there. And as Rory would attest to, they're just concentrating on trying to get wins on the board.
Well done, Janet. Very nice to see you, or Jeanette. And let's swing over to a Janet, who's over here as well. I think you've got Janet Mumford in the audience. Of course, the big boy's beautiful mum. Hello, Janet.
Hello.
Very nice to see you. Well, how far have you come to be with us tonight?
From Bunyip.
Bunyip, fantastic. Now, this is an amazing man, your son.
Oh, yeah.
He set the sausage-eating record very early.
He did.
How many times do people ask you about that?
Look, he was a big eater, and he wouldn't eat vegetables, and he wouldn't eat salad, so... And when he did have a session of sausages and bread, it was a pretty big one.
How many did he have, Jeanette?
I think he got to 20 in one day at one of his mates' parties or somewhere.
So, because he's very fit now, but fair to say he was a pudding.
Oh, he was
Have a look at this.
Yeah.
So, Janet, when you served the food up for him as a young fella and you put the veggies out, what happened?
I wasn't allowed to put them on his plate. If I sat it on his plate, he wouldn't eat the meat.
And have you been watching his footy since he was a young fellow? You always would have been a big ruckman, I reckon.
Yeah. And he played basketball too for Dandy Rangers, so we did a lot of travelling over the time.
And do you get up to see him now? He's up the GWS?
Yeah, well, I try and get up there a few times a year.
Yeah, and do you get nervous at all? I don't think so. You'd be nervous he's going to hurt someone else.
Yeah, well, that's usually the thing.
When's he going to play? When's he going to play? We've got to see him back soon, Janet.
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah. Well, we can have a look at the game. Janet, stay with us. Very nice to see you. GWS take on the West Coast Eagles over in Perth. And the Eagles need a win. Lacroix is a very big in. Nice to see him back, Wellingham and Ellis. And these are just squads because this game's played a little bit later on as we swing across to GWS. And they get over to the west. Hampton, Trelaw and Cameron are all out injured. And you can see the ins there, lots of them, including Lockie Whitfield. Nice to see him back. Rosa, you're liking the look of the way they're building GWS? Have they got any chance in Perth?
I don't think so, but Callan Ward's one of the best midfielders, I think, in the comp. It'd be tough for him up there. He's got a lot of young guys around him that are all developing into very good players, but he's a phenomenal player himself. But Eagles' forward line, too big, too tall, I think, and too powerful, so they'll win.
Yeah, I think the Eagles will win. They've lost 4 in a row, so they're doing everything they can to not lose 5, so Eagles.
Yep.
Eagles got to win at home.
So, Samuel, you'd be going with the Eagles.
Couldn't help thinking, Gary, there's some very, in days gone by.
No.
Tell you what, we could have started a convoy over there. That's extraordinary. Some very
They are
good.
gorgeous.
Not one of those women
conga line in an opera
would have looked sideways at you.
Don't
so
you worry
out
about
of your
that.
league, all of those women.
Jeez, sliced one from the head.
We're tipping very quickly.
What?
No chance.
Tipping West Coast to beat
Oh,
GWS.
yeah, I reckon over there,
Yeah, I'm tipping West Coast as well. Don't forget, next Wednesday night, the Footy Show will be on at 9:30. Split round Thursday night footy next week, so we will be on at the special time of 9:30 p.m. next Wednesday. Sam, still to sing maybe. I've got a phone call into someone who's about to ring me back, and if he says that he'll sing, then you're going to get the arse, Sammy. We'll take a break. Plenty more still to come on the Footy Show.
To the Footy Show, of course, we're celebrating all the beautiful AFL mums that have joined us. And speaking of beautiful women, Force, have a look at the magnificent Kathy Montagna, everyone, of course. Beautiful mum of Joey. Hi, Kat.
Hi, how are you, James?
Very nice to see you. Now, your son got married. He was on the panel, actually, not long ago. And here you are with him on his wedding day. Look at... he looked a picture.
He was rubbed up pretty well.
Now, am I right in saying that he never crawled in his life? He just started walking out of the blue at what, 9 months?
That's
really?
right. Yep, he got up and ran.
All right.
And that was it, never stopped.
So that's interesting because we then saw him in the review, and I want you to have a look at the screen here. What about some of this behaviour? Dressed as a very fine naval lady. How'd you go with this, Kat?
I'm not sure where this came from. It's a bit out of the blue, I think.
Ever show any of these tendencies at home?
No.
Is that him?
Not that I know of. Maybe in the cupboard or something.
You must be very proud of him. He's had an unbelievable career and been a great ambassador for the Saints.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Really enjoyed it, and it's nearly finishing, but we hope there's a few more years.
Hello. Don't wipe him out just yet.
It's gone very quickly, and, you know, it just... comes to an end very soon.
All right,
No, 3 more years. We
enjoy
hope,
the
at least.
flowers, enjoy the candles, enjoy the day spa. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks
Stay
for
with
having
us,
me.
though, because Bill's going to take a look at the Saints.
And Joey was very good last week, but St Kilda were terrible. They got smashed by 145 points there at the MCG. Couple of changes here. Lucas out, Bell out. Sorry, that's Carlton. Geary out, Simpkins, Savage. In comes Malira, Shenton, Bruce, Sipos, Dunstan and Murdoch. Take on the Mighty Blues, who were also beaten pretty well last week. Only had 2 goals to three-quarter time. They were very, very ordinary. Lucas is omitted. Bell out with a finger. Armfield, Ellard, Yaron, Karsha and Watson come into the squad. Gee, they both sides need a win here. And I
Quick
think...
tips, boys. Let's go.
Carlton.
Tucker.
St Kilda.
Ross.
Carlton.
Sfozzle.
Carlton.
I also am going with Carlton, I think. Our great friend, Shane Warne, runs a magnificent foundation, the Shane Warne Foundation. He does fantastic stuff, Fossil.
He does. Now, we would just like to... This is a good friend of ours, Shane. We'd like to congratulate the Shane Warne Foundation. They are sending over to America, the foundation, a young man called Maxie. He's 3 years old. He has an undiagnosable illness. Cannot be diagnosed here in Australia for some reason. So the foundation is garnered up the required equity, and they're sending him over there to see if they can work out what's wrong with the boy. He has this is an indirect association with Molly Meldrum, because the son of Molly's ex-PA, and they are all...
He's a lovely lady. Beautiful lady. Yep.
And they're sending, he's 3 years old, the boy. And if you want to follow his progress, and this is why we're doing this, because Yale has been inundated with people wanting to know, so to take the pressure off her, you can go to www.tswf, the Shane Warne Foundation, .com.au. www.t... Oh, there it is on the screen. And he does great work. The foundation is doing some really worthwhile stuff
Tens of millions of dollars for us they have raised.
Congratulations to Shane, who is a star.
Yep, I've got our Adelaide Indigenous round clash Guernsey. Obviously going to be played against Gold Coast at home. Andrew McLeod designed this. It means a lot to our footy club and the Indigenous boys playing. I know the guys love getting around this game. And look, open to the public to buy, and all money will go back to our Indigenous charity, which Andrew and Rachel run from the footy club.
Well done.
Good.
Well done. And Rory's first time on the panel tonight. He's the 205th panel member, and there, my friend, is your baggy blue.
Thanks.
Wear it proudly.
You needed a bigger one, I think. I got a big buff head, yeah.
All right, well, listen, again, thanks to Crown and Rose Street Trading for the candles. We appreciate your great support. Now, we're going to take a break. Sam thinks he's singing. I think I may have.
Oh, well.
I think I might have got something else organised.
Hey.
I think, I'm not sure. We're going to have a break. We'll come back with a massive song to finish what's been a big Mother's Day edition of the Footy Show. Footy Show, been a very good show. Loved having the mums in. Don't forget the big field of women's game between the Western Bulldogs, Melbourne on Saturday night. Also want to thank the panel. Rory Sloane and David Zaharakis have been magnificent, as has Bill. And also Jim, who's over there. Marvellous job. Now, I was hoping I was going to get a big name to finish off, but it hasn't quite come through. So this man, he's a superstar. He once a year, we let him out to sing. So this is for your pleasure. I say it roughly. Here he is, the great Sam Newman with L-O-V-E. Hang on. Word through, Foss. I'm sorry, old fella. Word has come through. I was very hopeful. I didn't think he was going to get here. Sam Newman is out. Ladies and gentlemen. So I'm sorry, old fella, but it would take a superstar to replace him. We have got the brightest young star in the country.
Wow.
You will know him from The Voice, where he won. Here tonight to sing L-O-V-E. Please welcome Harrison Crane.
O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore, and love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two, and love can make it. Take my heart, please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore, and love is all that I can give to you. Love, love, love is more than just a game for two. Love can make it. Take my heart, but please don't break it. Love was made for me and